Names carry promises, and in Portuguese, Cabo Verde translates to the Green Cape. It is a name that suggests lush jungles, heavy rainfalls, and tropical abundance. Yet, for those who arrive on these shores, the reality is starkly different. The dominant colors here are stone gray, dust brown, and the charred black of ancient volcanic rock. This archipelago sits hundreds of miles off the coast of Senegal, adrift in the deep ocean. It is an extension of the unforgiving Sahel Desert, swept by winds carrying sand from the Sahara. By all logic of geography, these islands should be barren. They should be empty. Yet, 500,000 people call this edge of the world home. The story of Cape Verde is not a story of nature providing. It is a story of human beings refusing to surrender. It is a masterclass in adaptation, survival, and the profound beauty that emerges when a people decide to build a paradise out of stone. To understand the soul of Cape Verde, you must first understand the ground it stands on. These islands were born in fire. On the island of Fogo, the volcano is not a distant memory. It is a living, breathing neighbor. In the village of Chandas Calderas, the people live entirely inside the active crater. When the earth opened in 2014, rivers of molten rock swallowed their homes, their schools, and their roads. The destruction was absolute. But the people did not abandon their land. As soon as the lava cooled, they returned to rebuild. Because in the harsh arithmetic of the islands, the volcano takes, but it also gives. The ash that buries their homes creates some of the most fertile soil on Earth, allowing them to grow wine and coffee on a landscape that looks like the moon. On the other islands, the enemy is not fire. It is the sky. Cape Verde suffers from punishing decades-long droughts. There are no permanent rivers here. Every drop of fresh water is a victory. It must be captured from the morning fog, drawn from deep underground, or painstakingly extracted from the sea. It is a land that teaches a brutal but vital moral lesson. Nothing is guaranteed, and absolutely nothing can be wasted. When you first land on the island of Sal, it feels a bit surreal. You're surrounded by massive 5-star resorts, infinity pools, and tourists flying in from London or Lisbon to catch the winter sun. But if you drive just 10 minutes outside those hotel gates, the landscape changes completely. There is one specific image of Sal Island that stays with you long after you leave. It's the roads. Because Sal is the main gateway for international travelers, the infrastructure here is surprisingly modern. You can get in a car at the airport in Espargos and drive south toward the beaches of Santa Maria on highways that feel as smooth and well-maintained as any road in Western Europe. But it's the contrast that makes it beautiful. These roads do more than just carry tourists to their resorts. For the locals, they are a lifeline. They cut through the isolation of the desert, connecting quiet, sun-baked towns to the jobs, the schools, and the sea. It's proof that out here on the edge of the world, Progress doesn't mean changing the landscape. It just means finding a smooth way to move through it. You see, Cape Verde is a place where nearly everything has to be brought in from the outside. Because the soil is so dry, about 90% of the food eaten on these islands arrives by boat. That means the local economy is incredibly fragile, and everyday items can be unexpectedly expensive. While the big resorts bring in foreign currency, the true engine of everyday life here doesn't actually sit inside those hotel walls. Because of historical drought and a lack of jobs, generations of Cape Verdeans had to pack their bags and leave, sustaining local communities through simple family loyalty. But if the diaspora provides the foundation, it is the fierce ingenuity of the people on the ground that builds the house. Step into the markets of Praia or the docks of Mindelo, and you don't see a people waiting for help. You see an island nation carving a living out of rock and sea, and you can see that deep national pride whenever the country stands together. Just look at the 2026 World Cup. When this tiny nation qualified for the first time in its history, nobody expected them to hold their own against the biggest teams in the world, but they did. It wasn't about having the biggest budget or the best facilities. It was just pure heart and execution on a global stage.